Compact is doing multiple things to advance post-secondary outcomes for youth with disabilities. One area of focus is our incentive grant program. We have 2 focus areas in that program. The long-standing focus area has been to create comprehensive models where P-12 districts, higher ed, come together to create a plan that works for kids. So we're thinking about how can we support all educators who work with our transition-aged youth to have high expectations for them. So we don't want our students to be placed in a path and kept there. We want to make sure there are multiple pathways by which our students can achieve graduation at the same standards as peers without disabilities, and that they're set up for success so that they can achieve their post-secondary aspirations. A second way that we are advancing post-secondary outcomes for our youth with disabilities is through the evidence-based practices and predictors in transition. So the National Technical Assistance Center on Transition have identified from the research literature really what are those practices, which are the things that educators use directly with students, and the predictors, which is what schools, districts, and the state can do to support their education system, have in place. So what are these practices and predictors we can put into place to help our students with disabilities be successful? So we are taking that list, it's a pretty large list of practices and predictors, and creating high quality instructional materials related to each of those. So these are packets of information that include materials for lectures, assignments that educator candidates can implement in the field. They include research briefs, they include interviews with experts in these areas. We're compiling this together so that our institutes of higher ed and our P-12 districts can have access to these resources to take and use as professional learning for the educators currently in the field and for educator candidates going through preparation programs.